All right, everyone, time to take a look at the next episode, Mars Bars. At the end of the previous episode, post-game mortem, Veronica is arrested by Sheriff Lamb on the suspicion that she helped the now-missing Josh Berry to escape from prison. This episode opens with Lamb questioning her and learning little, as she had nothing to do with his disappearance. Keith, Veronica's father and owner of Mars Investigations, their detective firm, visits Veronica in jail. Cliff McCormick, a local public defender, also arrives and tells Veronica that she has been all but cleared, but Sheriff Lamb will keep her in custody for as long as she can because he still believes she was involved in Josh's disappearance. Keith returns to Mars Investigations, where Hank Landry arrives and says that he found a bugging device in his phone. Landry had been implicated in the ongoing investigation into the death of Cyrus Odell, dean of Hearst College, where Veronica is a student. Keith denies that he or Veronica placed the device in his phone, but Hank becomes angry, telling him to stop investigating him. Keith brings his findings on the death of Cyrus to Sheriff Lamb and provides an alternate explanation, that the dean had discovered that his wife was having an affair. Lamb agrees with him that it was a murder. Lamb visits Mindy Odell, the dean's wife and a main suspect, to his office. Logan, Veronica's on-again, off-again boyfriend, visits Veronica in her cell and they are civil to each other. After being released from jail, Veronica is stopped on the street by Josh, who has Mason in the trunk of his car, frantically telling Veronica that Mason is the culprit. When Veronica disproves this claim, she tells Josh to call her using a disposable phone within 24 hours. Veronica releases Mason from the trunk. Logan takes a wireless card to Mac as a favor, and she, Parker, and Bronson invite him on a night out. Logan, Mac, Bronson, and Parker take part in Valentine's Day scavenger hunt. The quartet find their last clue at the beach. Mac and Bronson kiss, while Parker and Logan bond while swimming. The scavenger hunt ends, and they come in third place. Logan and Parker leave, and Mac and Bronson have sex for the first time. While reviewing the Odell case, Veronica notices that the TV station the dean was watching the night he was murdered had moved its programming back an hour, meaning their estimated time of death was wrong. The forensic results about the prints in Odell's room come back, and there are fingerprints of Steve Botondo. Steve Botondo is investigated by Sheriff Lamb. Keith investigates the Coach Berry case more, and finds that Coach had Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. His wife took out a life insurance policy several days before his death with a double indemnity clause. Keith talks to Coach Berry's wife, who pulls out a gun on him. It is a Colt 45, the gun that was used to kill Coach Berry. However, she claims that she was not intending to shoot Keith and that it is a relic of the coach's army days. Sheriff Lamb receives a call about a robbery at the Odell house. It's Steve Botondo, who bludgeons Lamb until he is mortally wounded. Veronica gives Josh a new ID, and he successfully unlocks the safe deposit box at a bank. Inside is a DVD of Coach Berry telling Josh about his condition, that he was planning to have a friend kill him to avoid fetal medical expenses and give his family the insurance money. Josh flees the country until he is old enough to receive the money his father left aside. Veronica shows Keith the DVD. Keith calls the sheriff's office and finds that Sheriff Lamb has just died from his wounds. Veronica sees Logan and Parker talking. Keith, now acting sheriff, questions Mindy with new evidence, claiming that Mindy is protecting Hank or Hank is protecting Mindy. The story continues in the next episode, Papa's Cabin. Oof. So now let's take a look at the production of this episode, beginning with the writing and filming. Mars Bars features starred by Phil Klemmer, Johnny Enbaum, and Joe Vacci, and teleplay by Klemmer and Enbaum, marking Klemmer's 14th installment of the series, Enbaum's 15th episode for the show, and Vacci's second and final writing credit. It was directed by Harry Weiner, marking his 5th and final directing credit of Veronica Mars, after Meet John Smith, Blast from the Past, Wichita Linebacker, and Of Vice and Men. The scene on the beach was the work of Weiner, who Thomas referred to as a visual stylist. He enjoyed the scene for showing Neptune as a California beach town while distinguishing itself due to the cold weather, a visual characteristic he felt was not portrayed often enough. Mars Bars features the reappearance of the character Bronson, who previously appeared in Show Me the Monkey. Mac loses her virginity to Bronson in the episode. However, the writers had initially planned a storyline in which Mac would be taken advantage of by a professor due to her fragile emotional state following her romance with Beaver. However, the storyline was removed, partially due to the fact that Thomas and the crew wanted Mac to have something positive happen to her. Prior to the filming of this episode, Thomas consulted Jason Dohring and Julie Gonzalo, who played Logan and Parker respectively, on the two characters' interpersonal chemistry in the episode. Specifically, he did not want them to make their flirting obvious, but rather give a whiff of connection. And now finally on to the acting. This episode marks the final appearance of series regular Michael Mooney, who plays Don Lamb on the show, after his character is bludgeoned to death by Steve Bitondo, played by Richard Grieco. Muhaney did not know about his character's death until receiving the script for the episode. This was roughly 6 weeks before the episode's airing and during filming. Muhaney did not know the rationale for killing the character, but when he found out, he stated, quote, "It felt like a piece of me was dying as well." He also stated that he was also heartbroken because he had grown attached to the character over the course of 3 years playing him. Muhaney also expressed surprise over the writing decision. Because the crew shoots scenes out of order, the last scene that Muhaney filmed was the one in which Keith offers to help Lamb investigating the break-in at the Odell residence. He enjoyed acting with Grieco, calling him very approachable. He was also pleased with the character's send-off, saying that it was appropriate. He wished they had more time to say farewells to each cast and crew member individually. Lamb's last words were, "I smell bread." Muhaney explained it was a reference to a minor character death on MASH. He said that it was an in-joke among the crew, and that the words had no significance within the borders of Neptune. However, Muhaney thought of it as his character's last burst of sarcasm. The reveal of Lamb's death was not leaked anywhere online prior to the airing of Mars Bars, something about which Muhaney was happy. He stated that the surprise was the best part, and they disliked it when spoilers from other series were released early. After the episode's initial airing, Muhaney reported that his inbox was flooded with emails from press members seeking interviews, saying that new messages came after the airing in each United States time zone. Some fans were upset about his death, and debate occurred online. However, Muhaney also received messages of support for the character, commenting, "It's nice to know that he will be missed." With the announcement of the Veronica Mars film in 2013, Step 2 had speculated that Muhaney might return. However, this was later revealed not to be the case when the official casting was announced. Thomas praised Darren Norris's performance in the episode, particularly his voice in the scene in which he defends Steve Bitondo in front of Sheriff Lamb. Thomas noted that Norris was also a voice actor and that he was particularly well liked on the set for his humorous performances. Nice. So overall, I think this episode is kind of interesting, and I like the fact that it's a two-part, and the fact that it's the second part of a 3-part story and stuff like that. So, yeah. So overall, I give Mars Bars 5 marshmallows out of 5. Well, anyway, tune in as we took up the final episode of the day, Papa's Cabin. So, until then, remember everyone, the game's afoot.